Chapter 6. Same day, just behind the door of Florence's room. Granger is a complete ass, excuse my French. If Mama heard me, she would most likely wash my mouth out with a whole bar of soap, the Southern gentleman thing. But I've always been a straightforward kind of guy, and I have to call a spade, or in this case, an ass. Before you think it is jealousy that causes me to call someone out of their name, let me explain a few things. I've known Danny Granger for a long time. When I was about 8, the foster home was opened in the community near mine. My father and mother have never been at all giving, but it makes them look good and gives them plenty of tax breaks, so I guess you can say that for my parents, giving to charity is a necessary evil. One day, my father and mother decided to make a donation to the foster home to take a few do-gooder pictures with the kids. That is the day I first laid eyes on that snake and sorry excuse for a human being, Danny Granger. I found out from my father that he was 8 years old, just like I was, and had been to several foster homes and kicked out of every single one of them for fighting or causing some other kind of trouble. My father thought since we were the same age it would look good if I hung around with Granger. So I did. At first I thought the guy was pretty decent, and that everyone was wrong when they said he was bad news. When we were both 12, my opinion changed. However, when he knocked off a liquor store and tried to blame it on me, things got from bad to worse. Everything from me getting caught holding his cocaine to me going to jail for drunk driving last year because the loser stole my car and got his friend who looks like me to get in my car drunk. My father had to do some fancy footwork to get me out of the charges, even though I wasn't the one in the car. After that, my father realized Granger was bad news. The worst thing about Granger is that he is a big-time player. He changes women as fast as other people change clothes or shoes. Every week, it's a different girl. I don't know how many times this happened before my father found out what a loser he was. I had to be the wingman so that Granger could have sex with his flavor of the week. When I was about 9, I told him about Florence and even showed him a picture of her. Last year, I was talking to one of my other friends, and Granger happened to overhear that I kind of liked Florence and was thinking of asking her to the summer dance. I don't know how the bastard did it, but he managed to create a whole new identity for himself. He even went so far as to get people to pretend to be his parents. This whole story about his father being a Hollywood director and his mother being an actress, and for good measure he said he was originally from British Columbia. When his transformation was complete, he got his father to get the family invited to the summer house. Just like I knew he would, he didn't waste any time moving in on Florence. I was beyond pissed. Florence totally fell for every word of his act. I tried talking to her, but she wouldn't listen to me. You're just mad that I found myself a real man, not a boy like you. But he's lying to you. He's a total jerk. You deserve so much better. Flo, you really do. I don't want to see you get hurt. Mind your own business. This is my life, my boyfriend, and that's the end of it, she said and walked away. I couldn't sleep last night. I kept thinking there had to be something I could do to get them to break up. I didn't hang around with him anymore, so there was no way for me to prove that he wasn't who he said he was and was sleeping with every girl from 16 to 30 all over Charlotte. And without proof, she wouldn't believe me anyway. She would think I was just jealous and tell me to mind my own business again. So I came up with the perfect plan. Right now, I am behind the door of Florence's room and have the video camera, and I'm recording her getting ready for the dance. She's going to flip out because he's a lying jerk. As we speak, she is twisting and turning, trying on different dresses and talking to herself. Hi, Danny. Hello, Danny. What's up, Danny? All in different voices. Of course I'd love to dance with you. Sure, I'll dance with you. I would be honored to dance with you, Mr. Granger. She giggles. I love her laugh. It sounds so much like music. After the Joker Granger's out of the picture, I'm going to ask Florence out for real. I've wanted to do it for years, but every time I tried at the last second, I walked away because of my nerves. But seeing Granger and Florence together makes me really upset. She's not going to be available forever, I know. I'm only 16, but too sure of myself. Some might say even a copy of my father. But deep down, I really think that Florence is something special. And also deep down, I know with her I'd be a better person. She doesn't even know what it does to me to see her with a guy like Granger, who will no doubt use her then throw her away. I know what I'm about to do will hurt her, devastate her, and she probably won't talk to me for a long time, but I need to do this for her sake and in a way my own, because I couldn't live with myself if something happened to her because of him. That would more than break me in two. Even as God is my witness, I will protect her from him and from herself. The doorbell rang. Florence raced to the front door. Without her seeing, I followed her. I could see from the top of the stairs that he was dressed to the nines. Danny Granger may be a no-good cheating bastard, but he sure knows how to clean up nice. After they were gone, I called my friend Tony, who was responsible for doing the slideshow every year at the beginning and end of the summer. The high schoolers put together a slideshow of funny moments and funny things that happened during the year when they were not at the summer house. Tony was responsible for getting all the pictures and video clips together. I talked to Tony for a few minutes, said that I had everything that I needed and would be at his house shortly. "Are you sure you want to do this, man? She's going to hate you after this show. Probably never want to speak with you again." "I know that, T, but I've got to do something, and this is the only thing I can think of." "All right, have it your way." Tony said that this won't be pretty. Both the dances at the summer house were divided into 3 different sections in the different rooms. There was the section for toddlers and kids outside on the grass, the section for teens across the way in the guest house, and the section for grown folks in the private dining room and ballroom. There were 2 tables on each side of the guest house filled with snacks of every kind. There was a dance floor in the middle of the room. Couples were already dancing when I got there. I purposely got there a few minutes late because, to be quite honest, I hate these things. They are so juvenile and stupid, but I go because Daddy always says it's good to make an appearance whenever we can. As usual, I wore my makeshift army uniform just to remember that prior blood is running through my veins. I can't believe that next year I can finally enlist in the army just like my dad and the men before me. All my life I've been told that the army is my destiny, that I'm to be a part of this family legacy. But truthfully, I don't know. I'll enlist only because that's what my dad and mom expect of me. But truthfully, in my heart of hearts, I wonder if there's something else for me besides the army. Like maybe there's some other destiny God has planned for me. I've never been a very religious person, but at that moment I prayed that I was doing the right thing. I was hoping that Florence would forgive me for what I had done. As soon as those thoughts entered my head, Tony stared at the front of the room. "Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you're having a wonderful time at our annual Summer House Teen Dance. It's time for the first slideshow of the year, the slideshow where we find out what everyone has been up to all year." The lights dimmed and the slideshow began. First, there were the obvious pictures of people at school winning various awards, with a few videos thrown in of people singing in talent shows, winning football games, and even a chess championship. Then it switched to outside of school activities like ballet dance recitals and gymnastics and tennis. And then there were a few pictures and videos of people just hanging out, having fun at home during Halloween and Christmas. Finally came the part I'd been dreading all night. On the screen was the video I took of Florence that afternoon in her room getting ready for her date with Granger. The reaction around the room was first stunned silence and then laughter as people watched Florence talk to herself in the mirror while trying on dresses, and then she started practicing how she was going to ask Granger to dance. Laughter burst out as everybody looked at Florence after the video, and the slideshow was complete. This was not just little bursts of laughter. The whole room was beside themselves in laughter. Some people couldn't even stand up. Florence looked shocked and embarrassed, and instead of comforting her, Granger was laughing right along with everyone else. Florence ran out of the room as people called her names and made all kinds of remarks about her, and some mimicked her. She turned to Granger. He had stopped laughing by that time. "Danny, I'm so sorry. I don't know who put that in the slideshow. I was in my room. I was nervous and I wanted to make a good impression on you. I hope this won't change your opinion of me and wreck our relationship. Do you think I'm going to be with someone who's as crazy as you are? He said to her, as far as our relationship, as you call it, that is way over. Danny, please know that I still love you and I would never hurt you. I don't care if you still love me. I never loved you. Did you hear me? I said it's over now. Go home and talk to yourself some more, you crazy bitch. With horror and tears in her eyes, Florence ran out of the door of the guest house. I took off after her. I followed her to the main house and up to her room. I knocked on her door. Go away, whoever you are. I'm not in the mood for company. Just let me come in for a minute, Florence. I need to talk to you and explain a few things. I heard silence at the other end of the door. I thought I'd try again tomorrow. As I turned my back to leave and go to my room, she yanked open the door. Was it you that took those awful video clips of me and put them in the slideshow? Yes, but let me explain. She looked stunned for a moment, and then she put her hand back and brought it full force onto my face and abruptly slammed the door. Florence, Florence, I called. Let me in so I can explain. I started banging at the door while holding my cheek, which was fast becoming bruised. She flung open the door before I could say a word. There were tears in her eyes. I had no idea that you were so vindictive and so immature. For years you humiliated me, embarrassed me, and made me feel foolish in every way possible. But I would never think you were the kind of person to stoop so low, not only embarrassing me, but poor Danny. And you know what? I may have found out tonight that Danny was a jerk, but you are the even bigger jerk in my eyes, because Danny has only known me for 2 years, but you've known me forever. I'm just curious, what did you hope to accomplish? Did you think that I would thank you for proving what a jerk Danny is and come running to you? Is that what you thought? Well, kind of. Yeah, I was only trying to help you see that Granger is not the right person for you. She cut me off. To think that I was actually going to miss you and felt sorry that you weren't going to be here next year and probably for years. To think I actually thought you had a heart underneath that tough exterior. I thought I saw something gentle and loving inside of you that nobody bothered to see. I defended you and told everyone you were just afraid of what your father and other people would think of you, but it turns out that everybody else was right and I was wrong. Let me make this clear. I never, ever, ever, ever want to see you again, Clayton Pryor, not in this lifetime or any other. With that, she slammed the door, and I went to my room, head down, knowing that I lost the girl of my dreams. Then something else hit me. For the last 16 years, I have been in love with Florence Kelly, and because of my stupidity, she will never speak to me again. That night, lying in my room, I also knew something else. I wouldn't be back to the summer house. I knew I would be a total disappointment to my father and mother until I managed to get some medals in the Army, and they put this stupid mess behind them. What I thought would end up changing Florence's life for the better ended up changing mine for the worse.